Hey there, this is Peacekeeperalex and the Psychic Wargamers. This is going to be the Psychic Wargamers stream number 47. It's going to be the Psychic Wargamers Total War 3 Kingdoms Yellow Turban Rebellion campaign Let's Play number 33. Let's carry on. Alright, so where we left off here, we're going to be battling He Yi and Liu Bei. It's going to be He Yi and Liu Bei. Yeah, there's going to be two armies. They're going to be... It's Battle of Lang Yi District. It's going to be deployed 1,469 against 1,181. Both armies are fairly embattled. They got some low health units and half health units, so we're going to see how this goes. It's fairly well balanced, so yeah. It's Xu Huang against Rolong Tai. Yeah, Rolong Tai. Start battle. Six Yellow Turban Rebellion units. I'll list them off when we're on the battlefield. Men of the Forest. Got some peasant spearmen as well. Enemy. Got some saber militia. Some spear militia as well. Alright, let's see what we got here. Well, we're going to be working with 6 units of Men of the Forest. We got some bowmen. And we're also going to be using 6 units Yellow Turban Warriors. And then we got 3 peasant spearmen and 2 Yellow Turban spearmen as well. Units. One of our generals is fairly rolling side. We're gonna have to keep back because he doesn't have too much health. We're gonna be able to use a 2D and a Jaizuo. We're gonna hit some deployments here. He ended up attacking us, so maybe we're gonna. We also have an oil spill we can use. And a watchtower. We're gonna start battle. There we go, let's get it good.
Spears to hand! Faster! Rise up! Yellow Turban! Stand ready! Together! With speed! Show them justice! Rise together!
So they are heading over here. They are marching 2 lines formations. We're on the left flank. They got their generals and some cavalry as well too, marching towards my formation. Right on the left flank, I got some spearmen lined up, and then the main lines of Yellow Turban Warriors, and then the Men of the Forest are going to do their job. I'm actually going to send the Men of the Forest just a little bit behind both. And I got my 2 generals getting attacked right now, getting shot at by arrows as the enemy approaches. Enemies coming at us with multiple units here. Xu veterans, 2 units. Another 3 units of Xu veterans, so 5 units spearmen. They also got some saber infantry as well too. 4 units. Yeah, saber militia 3 units. So Lankai, yeah, 4 swords. They also got some giant militia as well, and a couple archer units. So it looks to be. So 3, 4, 5, 6 archer units actually. It's not just a couple. You can see their archers getting hit here as they approach. And the 1 unit's getting decimated by the Men of the Forest here. Well work on that. Holy. Entire unit of archer there. 1 unit of archer just getting pierced and knocked back. They are done. Because they had a full unit of archer. Just totally obliterated. Men of the Forest doing their damn work well. Oh, and the mounted saber militia got past and ended up spooking my archers. 5 units. 5 health within this unit. cavalry just went right around my right flank and attacked my archers. Generals charging headlong right into the main line of Yellow Turban warriors.
Do not waste your breath. You will need it.
And there goes that. So I'm going to send my generals. I think I'm going to send my generals after their men too. That's what I'm going to do. They ended up traversing right around the caltrops, sadly. Most of the units ended up attacking the center, right where the split between the Yellow Turban Spearmen and Peasant Spearmen, as well as the Yellow Turban Warriors lines are. So they ended up attacking the weak spot, but they only have so many units to do that with. And there's another clump of units getting held back by my two generals on the left flank. And my archers are doing quick work. They're going to do quicker work by sending them over there and attacking them. Right flank, 2 Sioux veteran units attacking that Yellow Turban Warriors unit. Fierce fighting and spears on swords. Those Sioux veterans are fairly tough. And you can see the amount of archer fire on the enemy here by my generals holding back these 3 units of enemy. Again, Lankai swordsmen, 2 units, and a unit Sioux veterans getting just taken out by those arrows of my generals. Just really doing quick work.
Unleash fury! The enemy unit flees! What cowards! The enemy warriors are running! Ha! Make ready! At the ready! Double time! Fire upon them! Attend! Show fury! Steel yourselves!
On the left side, those Sioux veterans, 1 remaining unit of those previous 3 units that my generals dispatched with the archer fire in tow. The main line, we lit a pit of fire right behind this main line of enemy, or at least used to be. So they're really trapped. They can't really retreat because they're going to walk right into that fire. So they got no choice but to sally forth and try to break those peasant spearmen on the left flank and those Yellow Turban warriors on the right flank. Immediate right flank. Well, immediate right flank? Far right flank. Immediate. I think some people call it immediate to a certain extent. You can see a Yellow Turban warrior unit try to take out Xu Huang, the sentinel, enemy general, and then 2 units of Yellow Turban warriors taking on those Sioux veterans. Those spear on sword battle. See my archers trying to get away from this pesky General Han Fu. which I ended up getting a Yellow Turban Warrior unit to try and lasso in and surround, and it ended up working, but he won't leave some of my archers alone. So that seems to be a bit of a thing. My 2 generals over the left flank, finally, the enemy is vanquished there, and we're going to send them towards the last remainder of archers, which is a pitiful sight. Handful of men. 36 tanks. You can see here, and again, the General Hanfu, half health.
For the great peace! No mercy!
I'm going to send my archers into hand-to-hand combat, because on the right flank, the Yellow Turban Warrior units are getting hit hard here, but it looks like the enemy's folding. They are retreating. Perfect. That leaves the 1 general who is attacking still, Hanfu. No, 2 generals, as well as Xu Huang. Xu Huang and Hanfu.
Stand ready! To attention! Hurry, move! Go! At the ready! Come on! Surely you can do better!
Do try and remember who your enemy is.
Locked and ready!
See the enemy generals really pack a punch. I'm going to send my generals in to get rid of them. One of my generals is actually retreating. Rolling Sai, he ended up getting into the battle even though we had kept him back, and he just has an inch of health left, not even.
Swordsman ready!
And Hanfu is in trouble now. My general is attacking him, and it's surrounded by a Yellow Turban Warrior unit as well. And he is fleeing. I think we're going to end up capturing him, potentially. Yeah, he goes down at least, so we'll see. And then Xu Huang. Low health. He's about to go down as well.
To attention! Run! Run! Move out quickly! Move! Move! March at the double! Blades ready! To battle!
Xu Huang's on foot. I sent 2 of my generals after him, and he's down. Xu Huang goes down. That is the end of it. We'll survey the battlefield. Long
Justice
Tai
cannot
emerges
be denied.
victorious, and he defeats Liu Bei with the defeat of Xu Huang. We're gonna recruit,
To action.
and he ended up attacking us, and we were getting attacked as well again. So again, a certain kind of force here. So they ended up sallying forth the Battle of Dong Iron Mine. He against Liu Bei. It's going to be a lack of general, although we have a reinforcing general as well, Bian Jingyang. She's going to be taking on Lai Tai. 2,140 with reinforcing 3,371 against 1,810 deployed, 30 remaining. Start battle.
We shall be carried along by a wave of victory.
Some trees flourish, others must die.
I am here to fight you, not listen to this nonsense. Ready. Attend, swordsmen! Our reinforcements have arrived. March quickly!
Alright, so what are we working with here? We got 4, 5, 6, 7 units, Yellow Turban Warriors. We got some Bringers of Righteousness, 4 units. We have some Yusha, Sacred Garden Watch, another 2 units of Yusha as well.
Men have been seen.
We have some men of the force as well too. Remainder with... We do have Yellow Turban Spearman unit as well, and another Bringers of Righteousness. We've got 6 units Archers. We can see our reinforcing army here arriving. We're going to slow it down here a bit. It looks like it's going to be a forest battle. We don't need to make it a forest battle if we don't want it to be, though. Greatest thing about it. Let's go over here. Let's make it something else. Eagle's Wings.
Our men are spotted.
So we're going to shift lines here, and I'm going to go into this clearing right after the right flank of me, my current position. So I'm going to send them off in a line. And it looks like the enemy's just going to meet me as I get there. I can see multiple units on their end here. Lankai Swordsmen, Spear Guards, Jai Infantry, 2 units. Got a couple, 2 units Lance Cavalry. And you can see my reinforcing army here getting here too as well. So they're a little bit far away. So it's going to take a little bit to get here. They're moving through trees and forest. And they're sporadically moving right now. The last of them is going to be 2 retinues getting there. The first retinue is already halfway there, so hopefully they get there on time to be able to situate. Balance of power squarely in my favor. I mean, 5,511 against 1840. So this one army might be able to battle back here. And you can see the Lance Cavalry from the enemy here already trying to approach. And they end up attacking the Yellow Turban Warriors, sadly, with the Glaive Infantry attacking them right when they charge in. So we got the Glaive Infantry again. Oh, Jesus, the cavalry, the second cavalry charge just knocks an entire unit of Glaive flying. And then they end up leaving like the bastards that they are. Holy.
Attend me, spearmen.
They're going to do another charge, I think, too. But we ended up catching that first Lance Cavalry unit. He's not moving. But this second cavalry charge, I'm going to get ready for with this Glaive infantry unit, 28 units, 28 health in the unit itself.
A comrade is being attacked.
You can see all across the line here, enemy
warriors.
traverse. You can see spear guards, Lankai swordsmen, Jai infantry, all across the line. It seems to be what they're working with here, and they are going to be attacking Bian Jianying and Wang Dun. We're going to accept a general duel here, and that's not what we wanted. So we're going to hit runway, because that's not going to be what we want. So rolling Wang Dun. So Wang Dun is done. He ends up retreating on my side. For some reason, it didn't display that correctly. It did not. Bit of a buggy, I think. I got cavalry traversing past those main lines. Left flank getting attacked really hardcore here. Yellow Turban warrior units getting hit hard by this spear guard unit. Just looks like a huge amount of 195 health on there. And then they got Lankai swordsmen coming on the left flank too as well, which are going to hit these 3 units. No, they're going to move right past. Oh, they end up stopping and attacking. So that's it. Yeah. Right in the main bout seems to be. I'm going to slow it down here a bit. Multiple units, a lot of Yellow Turban Spearmen, Yellow Turban Warriors taking on Lankai Swordsmen, Spear Guards, and that seems to be it. And Jai Infantry as well. So all across the line here, you can see this huge battle happening. They have the numbers. They're edging us out here with those numbers. Right on the right flank, we seem to be winning against that Lance Cavalry. Again, Glaive Infantry.
Our comrade falls.
Lu Yi has been defeated. One of our generals has fallen. And I don't know how. They ended up attacking, a sneak attack in regards to my reinforcements on the way in the forest. What the heck? There's a cavalry unit, Lance cavalry unit, hiding in the trees like a bunch of bandits. I thought we were the rebellion. Oh. So we end up attacking that Lance cavalry in the trees with multiple units, some of which are bowmen. They just charge in with their swords. And they're trying to retreat now, that Lance cavalry, in regards to that reinforcing army, trying to make its way over to that main area of fighting. Right flank, Bringers of Righteousness, that glaive, still fighting that Lance cavalry. 2 units? Still 2 units? Yep, 2 units. The Lance cavalry got 28 health, but a half health. Lance cavalry is about 1/3 health down. Bringers of Righteousness, you know, that bow infantry and glaive only got 1/3 of the health left. And the other unit, Bringers of Righteousness, I got my 2 generals in the mix on this helping, but the other unit is almost down. 6 health. It's like 1/12, I think. The amount of health that they have. We got more Bringers of Righteousness on this left flank side here. And I'm wondering where that enemy is, because there's an enemy here, I think. No, it doesn't seem to be. So we got 2 units here on this left flank that we can bring over here and shore up. Attack the Spear Guards. Okay, so there is a Spear Guard unit in the mix that is causing havoc. Just this jagged line, a bit of a jagged line that's being shadowed, or at least was. Not so much anymore. Still, main battle happening. Again, I got it on slow motion, so it's going in slow. Right on the left flank of this main battle, the Spear Guards that were attacking that left flank, and I had to bring 3 units. Again, not having full health. Sacred Guard and Watch, Yellow Turban Warriors, 2 units to try and attack them. And again, then they maneuvered Lankai Swordsmen to attack the flank of that. On this flank itself. So it's getting attacked by 2 units from either side. These 3 units on... and Lankai swordsmen and spear guards. Pack quite a punch. And the Yellow Turbans, it's interesting. The Yellow Turban warriors, light sword infantry, having to hold them off. I kind of view them as medium sword infantry to be true. I think that's more its style. I'm fairly certain. I mean, spiritually, that's what I discern. I am a psychic medium, so maybe I do know a little bit about it. There is the Bringers of Righteousness, though. These other 3 units came right behind the spear guards and are slamming into them behind them. And they no longer have that advantage where they were sort of shadowing my units and holding them back by a thin line. Sometimes that happens. You see this large amount of unit being held back by just this thin line of enemy, and vice versa. But they ended up getting attacked immediately right in the rear. But they still got there's still that Lankai swordsman unit that's causing problems. And the main line itself, the main bout, yeah, they got the numbers. They got the numbers. You can see it's, again, on the right side of this main engagement, a lot of bunched up units from my side. But on the left flank, they got a lot more prowess, a lot more unit number. And then they seem to be like a little pocket of them getting trapped. This giant infantry and Lankai swordsman getting trapped by this Yellow Turban warrior unit. You see on all sides, this portion of this unit is getting slammed.
Our time is now. Kill them!
See the Yellow Turban warrior reinforcement units arrive.
Blades! Look! The enemy run! Craven!
So you can see here that the enemy is embattled and surrounded. The main bout, we got 4 or 5 reinforcing armies now attacking from behind. There's just this one pocket that they can retreat from, and I'm going to shore it up with some Sacred Garden Watch, medium sword infantry. Just this little spot, and then they're going to be totally surrounded in this bird-like stance. To be true, or
The enemy
actually,
warriors are running.
looks like a hammer, maybe. I don't know. Or a chalice. And they are now surrounded, the main bout. Again, off to the left flank, there's still that battle with the Lankai swordsmen. You know, with those 3 units that were previously getting attacked by either side by the spear guards and the Lankai swordsmen. But now the spear guards had to retreat backwards and to try and battle these 3 units that had come to the rescue. And the spear guards there are losing. The Bringers of Righteousness, you know, that glaive infantry, and as well as the generals, a couple generals as well, I think, in the mix, end up winning that battle against that Lance Cavalry. 1 unit off to the side, they're going to chase. And you can see multiple other units here. I think this is pretty much the rest of the other army. So here, 7, yeah. About 10 units still on the way, but not really needing to be. Because I think that this is going to be game. We're gonna put this on real time. We're gonna put this real time.
Look, the enemy run. Craven. The enemy general falls.
Enemy general has fallen. And there you go, folding. Enemies, the enemies lost. The main bout got crushed. They ended up trying to retreat. They ended up making a little bit of way here, getting out. They ended up making it out of that encircled area. And then the left flank as well, folding at the same time. We can observe the battlefield. Victory. He defeats Liu Bei with Lai Tai leading the charge, and beyond Jin Ying trying to hold the line but unable to. Looks like a reinforcing army.
Outwitted them.
We're gonna recruit.
All deeds towards the design.
And we end up getting attacked by Kong Rong. Pirate victory here. It's going to be 3 armies against 2. Leading the... so it's going to be Fan Ningshan. Fan Ningshan against Jiaiten. Battle of Shenyang Weapon Craftsmen deployed 1,432 with reinforcing 4,513 against 2,314 reinforcing 3,063. It's going to be a huge battle. Start battle. Okay, so we got some reinforcing armies here going to be hitting the field. And one's going to be coming from on the north, right behind me. I'm looking southward. And the enemy's going to have a reinforcing army coming from the south. But so am I. I'm also going to have one from the south. So there is a bit of a tactical advantage in a certain regard. If I can slam into their main lines here with that reinforcing army, depending on if both armies are allowed onto the field at the same time, they might not be. So I don't know which side's going to be arriving first. So depending on how that works, we'll see how it goes. Again, we're in a pine-forested region, so it looks to be daylight, dusk actually. Well, dusk. It's dawn actually. Dawn, I think. I think it's dawn. Fairly certain. Dusk or dawn, one of them. Red in the sky. We got some cavalry units, 2 units. Yellow Turban Horsemen. Got some Peasant Spearmen, 2 units. We got 6 units of Archers. 4 units Men of the Forest, 2 units Holy Archers. Batman. We also have some Yellow Turban Warriors as well too, 6 units. Because you can't have one of these battles without that unit being present to be true.
Reinforcements have arrived. Ready, Yellow Turban. Make haste. Ready yourselves.
So we're going to get some reinforcing army from either side. So we're going to get a retinue from the north, and we're going to get 2 retinues from the south. And it looks like they are retreating backwards and waiting for the reinforcing army, so I don't know if doing it that way is the better way anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to send these 2 retinues from the north. We're going to line them up facing west. And then on the south, we're going to create an L shape. So south, we're going to create another line. It's going to be this L-shaped kind of line. And we're going to speed it up a bit. It looks like we're going to have to maneuver a bunch of different troops out of different areas. Again, the reinforcing army looks to have 10 units Yellow Turban Warriors. We got some Militia Virtue, got some Yellow Sky Heralds, got some 2 units Yellow Turban Spearmen. We got another 4 Archer units, Peasant Archers, 2 units, and then some Yellow Turban Archers as well. And they are trying to, their cavalry is maneuvering here, and I don't like the way they're maneuvering. They're trying to chase after that 2 retinue coming from the north. I think what I'm going to do is try and set some spearmen.
Our time is now.
And then get some bowmen as well. So we're going to hold back some bowmen and some spearmen for when these cavalry charges happen, and they are heading towards us. They're going to get hit by archers here. These mounted Lancer Militia, 3 units. They got some 3 units in a general. Yeah, 2 generals in that. I'm going to slam into the spearmen. And that's just disastrous for either side there. I think the spearmen got hit, but spearmen against cavalry historically. Alright, well, alright. Alright, then fine. So we're still sending more men over to, trying to make that L shape.
Would you please?
But we ended up having to
Just at
leave
last
6 units
die.
behind to try and deal with this cavalry
Shut
charge.
up and die.
You can see some generals in the mix as well, and the cavalry's trying to retreat backwards. Not good, because there's the cavalry's charging now at my archers. Oh no, that is not good. And they are...
Ready, bows. Bowmen. Double time.
And they are going through the forest, chasing after these peasant archers, running
Oh,
out of the
how
forest.
wicked. How
You
very
can see right
wicked.
behind them, with arrow cover and everything, still they end up charging and clipping. There it is. There's the charge. Although heavy-winded for these mounted lancer militia. And they end up hitting my archer unit, sadly. I'm going to send my general after him. Do something about it. And I need to get out of here. If this is the case, these 4 units that I left behind are going to be in trouble now because they end up sending more cavalry. And I'm going to try and retreat a couple units backwards.
March at the double. To battle.
As you can see here, I am in this L-shaped line. We are ready, and the enemy is traversing a large amount. But right over on this left flank, just a little bit to the southwards, ahead of that line, my main line where it's set up, are just a couple units getting trampled. I was able to retreat 1 yellow turban spearman at the cause, but the other 3 units are probably gonna perish. 2 generals, Lai Tong and Dong Bao, as well as 2 units of horsemen, picking them apart. So they're gonna retreat. I'm gonna get them to retreat. Withdraw. Get out of there. And again, right on this left flank, we are getting attacked already. Again, this pesky raider cavalry ended up attacking that L-shaped line, and that L-shaped line is going to be changing now because we don't have enough forces to be able to hold that position, I don't think. See one of my generals off in the distance fighting one of the enemy generals as well, too. I'm going to retreat him backwards as well, too.
Battlefield.
At the ready. Double time. Double time. Go, go.
Right on the right flank, one of my cavalry is getting hit by archers.
Make ready. Steel yourselves. Fire.
We're going to hit some of this cavalry.
Take heed, warriors. Yellow turbans. For the way.
And their cavalry gets flat-footed by just sitting there, and I get my archers to pick on them right on the left flank of the main line.
I was going to let you live.
Again, that L shape that I was going to create ended up turning into
Yellow turbans, attack.
having to take that entire line, a third of it getting attacked on the way over there, and then having to maneuver more forces to try and take out that cavalry, so that one line ends up just looking like a bunch of troops going after some cavalry. Pretty much. I love battles like this one. It's really cool when you get like the bouts looking this way. 2, 3 melee units trying to go after raider cavalry, spear cavalry.
You have improved in my estimations.
We're going to retreat backwards.
Craven.
Quick march.
Where's my other unit of cavalry?
Right.
I thought I had 2 units.
Ready. Take heed, warriors.
And it looks like the balance of power is in the enemy's favor here. He's got I think he's got about 5,000 troops on the map. Fairly certain. It looks like that to a certain degree to me. I don't know why that's taking place to a certain extent.
Rally. Our general needs
We're going to deploy some caltrops.
Yellow turbans.
And this enemy continues to shadow these retreating troops on the left flank. Sadly. But they are getting hit by my archers fairly heavily. 5 archer units on them. I'm trying to cause problems for them. And my right flank, again, is getting hit fairly hard here, with the enemy general causing one of my troops to sally forth and hit just a large amount of bowmen in the trees area, which are picking off some of my units. I think I'm going to have to go on the offensive here, I'm fairly certain.
I shall revel in your destruction.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take half my forces here.
As well? Fascinating.
And I'm going to traverse into that forest area, because they just got a lot of bowmen just hitting. So we're going to charge forth here. I'm going to send my generals in the mix.
A comrade is being attacked. Attack! Ready. The time has come.
So they are sending 2 giant militia down the center, which I'm going to send a little bit of my left flank after them. 2 yellow turban unit and a spearman, and they get the archers to kind of hit them as well too on my side. We end up getting there. And they're battling it out now, right in the center. Again, the left flank. Oh, they end up sending cavalry charge right behind my yellow turban horsemen, but we get out there quick enough and send a charge after the enemy. So this left flank is turning into quite the battle. Again, from being staggered and trying to create that L-shaped formation, and then trying to charge multiple cavalry units, finally getting into formation and having to charge out again. Multiple units here, Lankai swordsmen, saber militia, and they also got still that pesky cavalry. I think they got Jen in the mix as well too. And that charge ended up working, ended up folding multiple enemy units. And we do have a general in here. We do have a general, so we're able to hit that buff, and that's going to be good morale boost.
The enemy unit flees. What cowards!
And we can see multiple enemy units here fleeing the center. That center battle, they ended up fleeing. I could send my archers outwards, and the right flank, we ended up traversing into the forest, and there's multiple units right on this right flank in the forest. We have a large amount of units bunched up. Trying to take on these spear guards, and then getting charged by mounted lancer militia right behind. You can see the fierce of the battle here. It's that clash of blue and yellow. And they end up trying to retreat that horseman because it didn't fully work out. We're going to try and hit some buffs here with that generals in the mix.
Make ready. Do not relent.
I'm going to fire on that charging cavalry here, trying to hit my archers. And they're not able to get really a shot off anywhere there. That was not good. We're going to put them to the sword then. We got more units here hitting the battlefield. One of the generals surrounded Lu Tong by a peasant spearman as well, right in the middle of the field. Right off to the right flank, huge amount of enemy forces maneuvering against my forces, and I think I'm going to retreat them backwards. I'm fairly certain. I think that may be the better way of it. I think we're going to retreat, but it's not going to be... It's going to be a killing field if those archers start firing upon us, and it looks like they kind of are. So, retreating back here, 5, 6, 7 units out of that forested area, unable to maneuver enough. So basically now the game is to retreat to that reinforcement line, and hopefully we're able to. And while this happens, and they're charging after us, still firing on us sporadically. I'm going to send my generals in on the left flank to try and hold them back. Got 4 generals here that's going to do some damage. Right on the immediate left flank, some saber militia causing problems.
Fight! The time has come to battle!
Attack!
Move on quickly! The men are out of ammunition.
And the left flank, we're still winning that battle. That was an interesting, that bunched up of troops, still causing damage. The enemy here had the numbers. And they used to have a general in the mix as well too, but it seems to have not worked. And we're going to retreat the left flank as well, too.
The spineless cowards!
So we've had to retreat here. And it looks like we did have the numbers at one point.
Move out quickly. Attention, archers. March quickly. Prepare. Run. Ready.
Unleash fury! Our men flee the battlefield!
Move, move. The time has come. Attend. Prepare.
So we're going to fast forward a bit here. The enemy chasing us off the field.
We are being pushed back!
We got 5 generals now, so we can hit a unit and do some
A
decent
unit
damage.
has been completely destroyed.
I'm going to try and get them to go after this general who followed us up all the way to the retreat line that I created here. And he's gonna get hit hard. 5 generals against 1. It's not gonna be too much. So we've chipped away 2,000 from their 5,000. It looks like we only got 1,276. But we still have 3 retinues, I believe.
Fire upon them. Swords at the ready. Move. Steel yourselves. Do not relent.
We're going to send these 5 generals right after this Lankai spearman that's getting pelted by arrows. And that unit looked well together, and not anymore.
At the ready.
Again, 2 units getting slammed. Again, still trying to retreat some of the units backwards. I have another general who's getting them out of there, into this one forested area. We ended up getting most of the units out, but a couple of them got cut down by the time we got to that retreat line for the most part. Anyway.
Hurry, move!
We're gonna send, and the amount of units that we ended up retreating backwards, not too many. So a lot of the main army is pretty much gone. We're holding them back, and but they're traversing upwards now. You can see multiple bow units on the right flank, and the other, there's another 5-10 bowman units as well trying to make it upwards. We need to get more reinforcement army here, and doesn't seem to be happening. So we're going to keep retreating right to that deployment line, that reinforcement deployment zone.
Our men flee the battlefield!
And you can see a couple units here that are not going to make it. And we're going to charge at them to hold that line. And take out that general as well too, Fan Ning Shan. We can get them out of the mix. So you can see more reinforcements finally hitting the field here, and that's going to be our saving grace. If we can get to that. And the enemy general has fallen, so that tactic worked.
To attention. Stand ready. Make ready. The time has come.
And interestingly enough, one of my generals, the healer, who I got out of the forested area, was in the middle of nowhere.
Go, go.
He has that ability, that knowledge of the body, that if I get him to near my generals, which I have 7 generals now, if I get him right near there, I can heal 3 of them, 4 of them. And we'll be able to do some good damage with that to a certain extent. So we're getting to this line here, and we ended up getting some peasant spearmen, yellow turban warriors, as well as 2 units of archers, and some peasant spearmen as well. Trying to retreat backwards, they ended up catching a bow unit, peasant archers, which then the yellow turban warriors unit ended up staying behind and helping them. Again, we got some Jai militia following close by, but the rest of the army is pretty far ways back now for the enemy. And our redeployment zone, if we're unable to defeat them at this line, then we're gonna have to go all the way across the map from that south area, from that second deployment zone. We're lucky they ended up deploying from up here, so that'll be the decent of it. We do have a lot of generals on the map, though. That's what's really cool about this. We have 3, 6, 7 generals. Most of our units, a lot of our units are gone from the first army. And we do have more units now coming from that second redeployment zone. And there's this battle happening way across the map in the corner. What the heck is this? Yellow turban warriors and spear units way off to the total other side to where we retreated, like way across to the other, right near the edge of the map. And there's just this huge battle happening between this yellow turban warrior unit and spear warriors. And it looks like the spear warriors are going to edge them out. So we have more units. We have to bring them upwards. So you can see the enemy here now traversing upwards, getting to that redeployment zone. You can see just this last remainder battle happening on the retreat. This retreat battle. The retreat battles all across. You can see scattered men all along the way. Bodies on the ground. And it's just this last unit here, Yellow Turban Warrior unit, try and take on the world. A lot of bowmen, Jai militia. And yeah, so here you can see the enemy emerging. And we're going to hit that buff, and it's going to heal all our generals. So we're going to have 3, 6, 8 generals here to do some damage. And a lot of bowman units. So, yeah, we're going to watch this happen. I'm going to send them towards all their bow units, and it's going to be a massacre. Alright. You can see the generals traversing. And they're going to charge right in there. Right on these bow units, which are just so squishy right now.
Show no mercy.
You can see the amount of units that the generals take out. So with having 8 of them in the mix, it just does a lot of damage.
Fight!
I'm going to send some cavalry charge as well, just to screw with them. So you can see my generals are surrounded by like 5 enemy units. And I'm going to send some cavalry as well to kind of hit them. And there's a bow unit kind of maneuvered away from this melee engagement.
To battle! The enemy warriors are running! Ha!
And look at the strength of our generals here. None of them really taking much health. I'm taking 3 enemy units already out of the mix. And as soon as I send these Yellow Turban Horsemen, boom, money. It really is working.
Take heed, warriors!
Balance of power shifted in my favor, and it's just... And I really only have a handful of units, so more than a handful to be true.
As one!
And the yellow Turban warrior unit at the edge of the map ended up winning that battle. Wow. Very well done. Good for it. Good for that unit. Holy. I thought for certain.
The enemy warriors are running. Ah!
You can see my generals chasing them off the map here. The enemy's in disarray now. And there's one bowman in the distance that I don't want to worry about later, so we're going to get him now.
For the way! Unleash fury!
So they didn't even get to the redeployment zone with my army standing and waiting. I just had to send out my generals. The power of 8 generals, full health, taking out the enemy army. To be truthful, you know, with a bit of support from some Yellow Turban horsemen. And for a lot of it we were taking out bowmen, so there is that.
Ready! Look! The enemy run! Craven! Do not relent! Kill them!
Slamming into this one of the last remainder units here, bowmen.
Our time is now! The time has come! Make ready! Strike! To attention! The enemy warriors are running! Ha! To attention!
So a bit of a disastrous beginning on my side, turning into a Hail Mary. Victory. I want to take a look at this battlefield because this is an interesting one. As you can see, see the amount of places where there was battle taking place. It's all over the map. The initial battle area, just a lot of blue and yellow, and then upwards you can see scattered of men from the retreat. And then finally where the great generals vanquished the foe. 8 generals charging in and taking out like 7-8 enemy units to claim that victory. And we didn't even need that other retinue that hit the field on the other side. And close victory.
Your war has brought you to the very gates of your enemy. Behind their walls, they steel themselves against your armies. They cannot hold out forever. Yet an assault may be costly if not swift. Yet wait too long, and reinforcements may arrive to relieve their embattled comrades.
Our faith
So
was rewarded.
5,945 deployed on my side, 3,576 lost, 2,369 remaining. We captured 538 enemy. On their side, 5,377 deployed, 4,565 lost, 812 remaining. We're going to recruit because we're going to need to. It was a brutal battle. And without even, I'm going to leave the episode off on this, and this was just the end turn, like trying to get through this one turn. Didn't even really get to do anything on the campaign map. To a certain extent. So we're going to go and do here the ally. Gong Sun do as well. Look at that. And Yellow Turban Rebellion. Zheng Jiang signs a peace treaty with Zhang Yan. Lu Yu joined war alongside Kingdom of Song against destroy Tao Ying. Tao Ying is gone. And that's the end of that. Burst the dam. The autumn rains have come and the rivers bloat with the fullness of the season. One of our generals suggests that we use this to our advantage by bursting a nearby dam. The floodwaters will overwhelm an enemy village, but may surge onto our own lands as well. Never do nothing. Inflict war on innocent civilians is unconscionable. Unconscionable. You could not do it. Would not do it. Okay. I'm just going to move one unit here, and we're just going to do a delegate. I think we're going to attack Hanfu. Get him off the map. We're going to delegate. That's the end of that.
To action.
We're going to... Yeah, that's the end of that. Thanks for joining.